What's up guys, Daniel here. I'm going to show you how to play Wondering Why by the Red Clay Strays. It's in standard tuning and uses a ton of bar chords. If you're a beginner and you're not comfortable with bar chords, I'm going to show you a few variations that you can do that will sound just as good. It's in 3/4 time, so make sure you're counting in threes as you're strumming along. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's going to help you keep in time. The chord progression is going to be the same for the verse and the chorus with a few minor changes in some spots, and the bridge is slightly different from those. The last verse and last chorus also have a couple changes as well that I'll get to later. If you're good with bar chords, go ahead and skip to this part of the lesson. As for you noobs, stick around. Bar chords suck, but they're necessary. Here's a way you can play them that'll sound just as good as a bar chord without hurting your fingers. So I'm going to use an A chord as my example. Normally you would bar the 5th fret of all the strings. In this case, I just want you to bar the 5th fret of the G and the B string with your index finger. Then put your middle finger on the 6th fret of the G string, pinky on the 7th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string. So that's the shape we're going to use. The reason I want you to bar the 5th fret of the G and the B string is because to go from a major chord to a minor chord, all you have to do is remove your middle finger. Shape stays the same. So you can move this all along the fretboard and play all your major and minor chords regardless of where they are. So when you go through the rest of this lesson, use these variations and don't be afraid to try other songs with bar chords in them. The strumming pattern throughout the song is going to go down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, repeated throughout almost the entire thing. There are just a couple changes. During the verse, he also does some muted strums after the initial down strum that starts off the measure. So for our first chord, E, it's going to sound like this. So in order to do those muted strums, you want to release the pressure off of that chord after that initial strum and lightly touch the strings. So all I'm doing is adjusting the position of my hand from here to here so they don't ring out. You can also lightly touch the strings with your picking hand over here, right above the bridge, and it'll have that same effect. So it'll go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. And you're going to continue that strumming pattern throughout the verse. If that's too difficult to do, just do that same strumming pattern without the mutes. That's how it plays the choruses. Alright, so we're going to start with the E chord for 4 measures. Now we're going to move to an F sharp minor, so that's going to be barring the 2nd fret of all the strings, then you have the 4th fret A and D, 4 measures as well. Now we're going to go to an A chord, that's going to be the 5th fret of all the strings, 7th fret A and D, and then 6th fret G. This one goes 2 measures. Now you just move your fingers up 2 frets each to get that B chord, and this one also gets 2 measures. Now from here, we're going to go back to E, and we're going to go 2 measures here, and then go all the way back up to B, 2 measures. Now later in the song, he uses a B7. That's another option for you if you want to try that one. That's 2nd fret A, 1st fret D, 2nd fret G, open B, and then 2nd fret high E. It's a bit of an awkward chord if you're not used to it, so you can just go back to that bar chord if you'd like. So altogether, the verse is going to sound like this, and I'm going to alternate between the muted strums and the non-muted strums. She comes from Silver Spoon, Golden Rule, private school, never miss Sunday church. I come from blue collar, low dollar, out here where concrete meets old red dirt. I don't know what happened, but it sure don't add up on paper. But when I close my eyes late at night, you can bet I thank my maker. And that leads into the chorus. So again, you can introduce that B7 chord at the end of the verse if you prefer not to go back to that B major chord up here on the fretboard. So to go E to B7. You can alternate between those two or use whichever one you prefer throughout the song. It'll sound good just the same. And like I said before, the chorus is played with that same progression, just without the palm mutes. I'm not going to sing it because hell no, but I'll put the words up on the screen for you to follow along. So that's going to go like this. That's where you can introduce that B7 chord. That's how you play the chorus. Now the end of the second chorus leads directly into the bridge. So I'm going to play through so you know what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you the bridge chords. She keeps on loving me, and I keep on wondering why. So that's the bridge. Now, the end of the second chorus, going from that A minor to the B, normally you would go E and then back to B. In this case, we're just going to go to E for one measure, and that's going to go down, down, up, down, up, down. And that last down strum acts as our first down strum to a walk up that we're going to do to a G sharp minor. So to go down, down, up, down, up, down, do one down strum on an F sharp minor, go up one fret each to a G minor, one strum, and then one more fret after that, each string, each finger, to the G sharp minor. And then that's going to continue the strumming pattern from that down, 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 down. So that's that transition that you got to get used to. So from A to B and then E to that walk up. Measures. Then we go to F sharp minor, 4 measures. And then finally we're going to end on a B7 for 4 measures. Now instead of the B7, you can also go back to that B bar chord if you'd like. So that's how you play the bridge. The last couple things I want to mention are the last verse. He changes the second chord that he does. Normally he would go from E to F sharp minor. Instead he goes from E to G sharp minor. So just 2 frets up from that F sharp minor. And this is where he says, "And I don't know what happened, but it sure don't add up on paper." And then he finishes the rest the same. So A to B, and then E to B or B7. So again, that's the only chord change on that last verse. So go from E to G sharp minor instead of F sharp minor. And the final chorus changes just a little bit. Towards the end where he says, "And I just keep wondering why," you do your A, 2 measures, then to B for 2 measures. But now we're going to go E for 2 measures, and then F sharp minor for 2 measures. Whereas before you do E for 2 measures and then switch to a B or B7. So E for 2 measures, F sharp for 2 measures, and then you go back up to A, and this one gets 1 measure, and then a single down strum that would normally start off the second measure. Then you go up 2 frets to the B, a single down strum, let it ring out. And then you finally end on an E chord. 1 single down strum, slow down. So the last chorus would sound like this. She keeps on loving me, I keep on wondering why she keeps on loving me, and I keep on wondering why. I can't sing that low, that's why I said I don't want to sing that low. But that's how the song is going to end. So from E to E is where it actually changes. 2 measures, F sharp minor, 2 measures, A, 1 measure, single down strum, B, single down strum, and then E again, single down strum. I personally like an E7, just taking that D string and leaving it open, but he plays an E. Alright guys, that does it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, tell YouTube you like videos like this, and leave a comment. Let me know what song you'd like to learn. Tabs for this song are going to be on my website for free. I'll leave a link in the description. Not much else to say besides I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.